First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekakadash, and amongst those great millstones, while unto truth. And also to those elect that are scattered abroad, I like to say, Shalom. And come back here today with another great, powerful lesson to the spirit and the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of today's lesson is Dark Agenda. So I like to say Shalom to all our listeners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, let's go to the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11. It said, put on the whole armor of the Almighty, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against the spiritual wickedness in high places. Verse 13, it said, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Almighty, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. So one thing about it is that we know that they're dark agenda. We already know that they want total control. You know, we know that they're a dark plan, they're a dark plot. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, a few of their agenda, you know, when you look up Operation Lockstep, you know, Operation Warp Speed, the King Alfred plan, just to name a few. Also, when you get around to look up DARPA, look up this HARP, you know, this weather manipulate. It'll tell you about their dark agenda. You know, it's going into it. Also, when you get around to look up these direct energy weapons, so it's a lot of things that they're using. Also, those hokey pokey. So these dark agenda is constantly working. So we're in a spiritual warfare. And one thing about it, you have to put on the whole armor of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. It's talking about this gospel, this word. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, you have to seek the Lord early through the prophets. You know, one thing about it, we're signing and crying left and right. We are warning you of their dark agenda. So one thing about it, we know that they coming with this new world order. We know that they come with this reset. So these things are constantly coming. Order out of chaos. All sorts of scenario. Mischief behind mischief. You know, we seeing that they constantly are getting closer and closer, because they're knowing that their time is very short. So we know that the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. So these dark agendas are constantly coming into play. We see it. They all have been manufactured and engineered through the left hand side, but through the spirit of power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So the title of today's lesson, once again, is Dark Agenda. So I have one short video, and after the video, we'll start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Objective: the takeover of America. And then the world itself, by any means necessary, however violent, or cruel, or efficient. By severe drought, brought on by weather wars, conducted secretly using aerial contaminants and high-altitude electromagnetic waves. In a state of perpetual war. To create problem, reaction, solution scenarios to distract, enrage, and enslave American citizens at home. With tools like the Patriot Act and the National Defense Authorization Act, which abridge the Constitution in the name of national security. The militarization of police forces in cities across the U.S., the building of prison camps by the Federal Emergency Management Agency with no stated purpose, the corporate takeover of food and agriculture, pharmaceuticals and healthcare, even the military in clandestine agendas to fatten, dull, sicken, and control a populace already consumed by consumerism.
And I encourage you all to go shopping more.
A government that taps your phone, collects your data, and monitors your whereabouts with impunity. A government preparing to use that data against you when it strikes. And the final takeover begins.
The takeover of America.
By a well-oiled and well-armed multinational group of elites that will cull, kill, and subjugate.
Happening as we sit here.
It's happening all around us.
The other shoe waiting to drop.
The banks will announce a security action necessitating their computers to go offline all weekend.
Digital money will disappear.
They can just steal your money?
Followed by the detonation of strategic electromagnetic pulse bombs to knock out major grids.
What will seem like an attack on America by terrorists or Russia.
An invasion of the U.S.
The Russians tried it in 47.
So we seeing that dark agenda, you know, it's constantly taking place. You know, we already know about the silent invasion. We already know about the Civil War. A lot of these things are right? They put it right in your face. So we'll start today's lesson, just a very quick lesson through the spirit, still under the weather, just something quick, and I hope once again you get edified. Let's go here to 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. And it reads that, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You know what I'm saying? We already know the physical counterpart of Satan is Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of. But we already know he's trying to get that advantage, that his agenda, his plot, his plan. You know, and those devices goes into his plot, his plan, his agenda, and to see his mindset. So we seeing that, he causing all these different scenarios to happen, silent invasion. Already you see all these migrants, all these things every day, we seeing it constantly, it's all around us, happening as we speak. So one thing about it, we already know that America will be totally destroyed, Babylon the Great. We seeing that, he's constantly trying to fill his belly. We seeing it happening right before our eyes. So let's read this again. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11 said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his device. Who is not ignorant of his device? Those are the true believers of Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushua, starting with the 144 the prophets, and also the great multitude of the men and women, the one that know the Lord's name, the one that's constantly sighing and crying left and right, hasten the Lord great and glorious return. You know what I'm saying? We seeing that this place is constantly it's getting darker and darker. So we know that they're going to come with all these different agendas, all these different mandates, these lockdowns, also persecution. Already seen in that one video about these FEMA camps. That all these things have been engineered, and manufactured, from the left hand side. So that spiritual spiritual wickedness in high places. We already know that he's talking about the global elites. So we know that they're here. That agenda is the new world order. They want total control, track and tag. So everything, all road lead to that grain of rice. So we're not ignorant of his devices, of his dark plan, of his dark plot. You know what I'm saying? So we seeing that we're very close. So let's go here to Psalm chapter 64. Psalm chapter 64. Let's go here. Psalm chapter 64. Still under the weather. Bear with me. Psalm chapter 64 and verse 2. And it reads, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So we seeing that, right now, they constantly trying to bring it forth, in these different, when you go to the WEF or the WHO, they always communing, getting together privately, trying to pull it off. You understand what I'm saying? Verse 5 says, they encourage themselves in a evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? You know what I'm saying? Verse 6 said, they search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thoughts of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Hey man, they constantly, trying to bring it forth. They do a thorough search. Hey man, one thing about they're wiser than Daniel. So we seeing that that they constantly bringing it forth every day. They got this is happening, that is happening, putting all these different things in place. So hey man, we seeing it happening right before our eyes. Verse 7 said, but the Almighty shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. So one thing about it is the Lord's going to come back and cut them off forever with those IBCM missiles, also, that laser and chariot fire. So the Lord's going to do a mighty work. So we seeing that, he's going to get cut off. Right now, everything seems like it's running smoothly, but the Lord is getting ready to do a monkey wrench in his program. So we said that a grain of rice is right around the corner. A lot of things are coming upon us, That's why we always got to be, locked in, focused, and we got to keep the faith because, we get ready coming upon these turbulent times. We're very close. Verse 8, it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Verse 9, it said, and all men shall fear and shall declare the works of the Almighty, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. So one thing about it that we already know, their own tongue is falling upon their own self. So a lot of it, like that Epstein list had came out, so they constantly exposing, they constantly telling on one another. So we seeing that, it's a lot of division, it's a lot of separation, uprising, so we seeing that, that civil unrest is all around. Already the rumors of civil war is constantly is getting ready to pick up. We seeing it, man, every day, man. That dark agenda is right in front of our face. It's getting, every day, it's constantly increasing. We seeing that. So let's go here to Second Thessalonians. Let's go in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse, let's see, at verse 8, I think. No, let's go here. Let's see. Start at verse 7. And it reads that, for the mystery of iniquity do his already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way. So one thing about it, he knows that his time is very short. So the mystery of iniquity is Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And who is that? He, the Most High. He's he's in perfect control. So the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So So he only have a short season, and he will be taken out the way. So let's read that again. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 7 said, for the mystery of iniquity do his already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out the way. So the Lord's in perfect control. We know that he has a very short time. He's getting ready to be cut off. Verse 8, he said, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, the prophet, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So when the Lord come in the midst of World War III, in the valley of Jehoshaphat, the Lord's going to destroy all those armies over there. He's going to kill everything that's moving, so he's going to come from the east to the west, with great glory and great power. And also our salvation is very close at hand. So we seeing all these things are getting ready to happen. That wicked has been revealed. Who is that? Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of. We know that the modern day so-called white man. So, hey, man, we seeing this happening right before our eyes. Verse 9 says, even him whose coming is after the workings of Satan. Who is that? The modern day so-called white man with all powers and signs and lying wonders. So we already know that he has these dark agendas already in play. Transhumanism, he already had these robotics. Pseudoscience, this Neuralink, this grain of rice, all these things are coming into play. It's very convenient. All you have to do is wave your hand, make you see again, make you walk faster, quicker, make you out a superhero, or yet even saying that will make you immortal. So one thing about it, we already know he's imagining a vain thing, something that's not profitable, not of value. Hey, man, he's in for a rude awakening. Verse 10, it said, and with all deceivableness of unrighteous in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Verse 11 said, for this cause the Almighty shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Verse 12, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasures in unrighteousness. So, a lot of people go out pleasures in unrighteousness, in these dark agendas, and also you will be totally destroyed. You will be going into that lake of fire. So one thing about it, and also America will be the lake of fire. So a lot of people is going to line up and trust in this dark agenda, which in fact is the new world order. They want total control. So we seeing that we are very, very close to this time. So now let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to Job chapter 15. We'll close out here. That's a quick lesson through the spirit. Still under the weather, dealing with a bad, real bad cold right now. So it's a lot of things that is in the air. So we got to be circumspect. We got to, because it's a lot of things that are going on. These chemtrails. They poison the air, the water, the food. So we got to be circumspect. So we got to know how to move and maneuver. But right now, it's a lot of people are falling ill. It's constantly increasing. And one thing about it, we're not ignorant of what Satan device are, his dark agenda, his dark plot, dark plan. So hey, man, we're here. So let's go here to Job. Let me stop rambling. Job chapter 15 and verse 5. Job chapter 15 and verse 5. We'll close out here. And it reads, for thy mouth utter thy iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Verse 6, thy own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thy own lips testify against thee. So that's what we're seeing right now, just like, with that Epstein list, once again, so their own tongue is falling upon their own self. So their enterprise is crumbling. We seeing it, the Lord is constantly making it bare. Also, the Lord is constantly what? Removing the covering cast, all the lies and the deception. Also, we seeing that these false prophets, these mega pastors, so-called pastors that the Lord's not dealing with, they're constantly getting exposed. Like TD Snakes. What's the other one? I can't think of the other one name, but they every day. Some of them, the Lord is unaliving. So we seeing that the Lord's constantly bringing forth that judgment. So we seeing that we are very close. So we got to stay focused. We got to keep the faith. We got to keep trusting and believing in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And one thing about that, the Lord is going to show up whether they believe it or not. So we're in that time. The Lord is coming. The Lord is coming. So one thing about it is that, hey man, we're very excited. And we're living in some very exciting time and also some dark, perilous time. But one thing about it, we knowing that our salvation is very close that we yet believe. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is Dark Agenda. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rikakadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.